Yo, can y'all hear me? Yeah. All right, you guys, welcome to Lapeef Sports. This is something new that we're trying out, and I think it's going to be a hit, man. We want to bring it to you guys on Sundays at 10:30 Central Time. But I have Anton, I got Avon, and I got Cal. We're going to be talking some sports. Towards the end, we will be bringing a few people up just to see if they want to join the discussion. How you gentlemen doing tonight? Well, not tonight. So used to saying tonight. How you guys doing this morning?
Great.
Blessed as always.
Yes,
Blessed.
sir.
Well, football is in full effect, but basketball is back. Basketball is back, and that's going to be the top of the discussion right now. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the Dwight Howard situation and AD situation. Let's talk about that. I'll start with you, Avery, man. What were your thoughts when you first seen it?
I said going into the season that the Lakers were going to struggle because, like I said, LeBron is a great player, but he's a bad GM. And think about those personalities you have in the locker room, man. That's a lot of very strong and very eclectic personalities in one group, and trying to throw them all together for one season. That's tough, man. And I had a sense that was coming anyway, because Dwight Howard to be 6'11", has a little man complex. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. And when you throw that in a room with 3-4 other alpha type males who have their own thoughts, man, that's a toxic environment, man. I don't know how they make it to the end of the season without killing each other, quite frankly.
Wow. What you laughing at, Anton?
Because I wouldn't go as far as saying LeBron is a horrible GM. I mean, he was a GM in Cleveland, and he pretty much put together, the first championship in Cleveland in decades, right? He was the architect of what really happened in Miami. Because without him, being the foundation of what goes on in Miami and him advocating for certain people that even come into the locker room, that combination of experience. I think that the one thing that people don't realize is that you need a lot of young blood, and they don't take into account also the salary cap restrictions, the amount of money that's committed to LeBron, and then AD on top of that. What people really should be saying is that AD is not necessarily a leader, right? He's not a leader. I don't think it got anything to do with LeBron. AD is just not a leader. And so the problem with a lot of people and what they don't understand about NBA teams and basketball is that it's not about how many stars you can have, but it's about the fit. People don't give the Bucks enough credit for being able to stay long term and continue to see certain things through, and then finding the right pieces to go around the people that actually is needed in order to be the captains or the leaders of the team. Like Giannis is a leader. AD, he's one of the most talented people in the world, right? And if you're just taking his skill set, I'm taking AD over 98% of the NBA. But as far as being a leader, he's not even in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you see him running up and down the court on opening day? He's not even in shape. You know what I'm saying? LeBron don't not be in shape. So I don't think that he's a leader. And I think that the frustration of just what's happening early in the season is going to help them clash. I think that they'll make the playoffs. I think that they'll be fine, but I don't think that they're a championship team.
No, I don't think they're a championship team either, man. I just think they just put a group of guys together, man. But the chemistry is not there. The chemistry is not there. You got too many attitudes in one place.
I don't know though, guys. I don't know. I think LeBron's actually a great GM considering everything that Anton talked about with the salary cap, with some of the talent that they have. Some of the other teams in the NBA would love to have some of these guys. They got a lot of length on the Lakers. They got some athleticism. They got a halfway decent coaching staff. I really think that if we're gonna give LeBron a lot of the credit and some of the blame, then we should kind of acknowledge some of the details. And as far as the AD and Dwight situation, I really think that Anthony Davis is kind of feeling himself on the Lakers a little bit. Everyone's been kind of pushing for him to be.
Yeah, and he just got married.
He just got married. They say that he's, he kind of hit the weights in the off season a little bit. So when you say he's not he's out of shape. He may not be in basketball shape, but he might be feeling like he could square up on Dwight Howard. And then Dwight,
nah. I'm gonna walk away from
player,
Dwight.
That's a big boy.
So he's kind of like a journeyman guy at this point. So when you take into consideration that everybody's trying to lean on Anthony Davis to be that guy in the Lakers versus Dwight Howard, who's going to be a rotational guy at best. I think that is really Anthony Davis trying to flex his muscle a little bit as a member on the Lakers and trying to be that leader. Whether he gets there or not, I guess remains to be seen. But I really think that, it might have been a misunderstanding, kind of something that got blown up more than it should have been just because of the way it looked on the bench. But, I really think that Anthony Davis is trying to take a next step and just being, kind of a bully on the team, if you ask me.
I don't know.
Ain't nobody worried about Anthony Davis, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, though. He's never been a leader. You know what I'm saying? He's always been like his skill set makes him 1B, but he'll never be 1A on any team. Like he'll never be a Giannis. He'll never be a LeBron. He'll never be any of those type of people. He'll never be the alpha or the top dog on any championship team as far as his mindset and the leadership capabilities. But talent-wise, I'm not even sure that he plays up to his potential and talent.
My problem with the Lakers is not necessarily the intangibles. It's actually basketball related. It's scheme related. I just don't see how you put three guys who are inefficient. LeBron is the most efficient out of all three of them, right? So if you take three guys who are historically inefficient basketball players and put them on the same floor, you're asking for a lot of problems. You have three guys who can create their own shot, but don't necessarily sometimes. They occupy too much oxygen in their own space. And this goes back to what we were talking about, how Anton was talking about how Milwaukee utilizes the cat better. Instead of trading for Russell Westbrook, perhaps you trade for a three-package player with three players who have three distinct skill sets that make the team better. You know what I mean?
They just look rusty. Rondo had 1 million turnovers. They don't know whether to have Russ coming off the bench because of the ego. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see where he fit.
Well,
they
ain't
ain't
enough
enough ball to go
guys.
around.
They definitely are a random assembly of players. And so, they might need a little time to get some cohesion. LeBron's got to coach them up a little bit. So, they got Carmelo, they got Trevor Trevor Ariza. They got, a lot of new guys, Avery Bradley. So I imagine that they really got to, figure out what each other's skills are the same way LeBron had to do in Cleveland. It looked kind of ugly, and he had to send a couple subliminals at Kevin Love, and he may have to do that again with the Lakers just to kind of get everyone, on his page,
And I kind of heard somebody bring up Russ. Let's talk about Russ. Do you think Russ should be starting?
No, he should be coming off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he should absolutely be coming off the bench, but I don't know how they're gonna make that work. I don't know, bro. It's all ego. When you get to that level, it's just all ego. I think that he should be coming off the bench because I think that he'll have. He just reckless. I was watching him play the other day, and I've been watching him his whole career. This dude will run into a triple team and then just pass out of it, and that ball will just fly right on out of bounds. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if you can really tame him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's really coachable like that. Should he be coming off the bench? Absolutely, because I don't think that it's enough ball to go around for him to be able to play his type of basketball.
Right.
But Jesus Christ, man, that dude is he is a wrecking ball. Like, I appreciate his effort. I think that he dope and all of that other type of stuff. But I can't see how he fits on any championship team whatsoever, bro, at all.
Yeah, I would have to agree, actually. I've always been a big criticizer of Russell Westbrook. I think that he's aggressive and he's playing, 1,000 miles per hour, but I feel like he loses sight of the rest of his teammates when he's out there playing. He kind of gets into this zone where he's just out there hooping as if they're not keeping score. And so, I think that, the triple doubles are good, but, what do they call it? Empty calories. I really think that sometimes he's going for just the triple double and not necessarily trying to be efficient, in the flow of the game.
The difference between being productive and busy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what? This team reminds me of the Cleveland team with Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade on it.
Ooh,
like, it's just a hodgepodge of a bunch of different has-been, borderline, over-the-hill players that they trying to make work and fit together, and I just don't see it happen. I don't see them beating anybody I don't see them coming out of the West. I don't see them beating Milwaukee. I don't see them ever.
I mean, if he was to be a starter, his shooting hasn't gotten any better. Just right there as a 2 guard, his shooting isn't that great. His 3-point shooting isn't that great. So, I definitely believe he should be a second unit guy, kind of getting, throwing lobs to the big men who come in, kind of maintaining, just kind of giving the first unit guys a rest versus him being like an attacker of the basket and really depending on him to get points like that.
I kind of want to switch it up a little. Let's talk about the Lakers coach, Frank. Like with LeBron being the coach, it almost
he's along for the ride like every other coach. LeBron.
I know, but
he's along for the ride like every other
coach. With all the Migos on there, he's going to have to do something about it. He's going to have to manage them because they're all over the place.
Definitely. I don't think LeBron can manage them. I don't, honestly. I don't think that he can manage them at all. None of their egos. The only person that he got control over is Anthony Davis.
Yeah. Clearly we've seen that on a post interview. He was sitting right there next to him, taking up for him.
Yeah, I don't think that he got control over them. I think that right now you're just seeing people kind of trying to figure it out because they all in kind of a space to where they don't really have any leverage. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are on the tail end of their contracts. You know what I'm saying? It's their last opportunity to get maybe one more halfway decent bag before it's all up and done. But I don't see that team going anywhere. And I love LeBron. That's one of my favorite players. Yeah.
They do have David Fizdale on the bench, as kind of a bench coach. And I mean, I don't know how well he'll be able to manage anyone's ego, but it's not necessarily a rookie or, like a unproven coaching staff. And then you would hope that some of these veteran guys, Rajon Rondo, Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, they got a lot of, 10+ year players on their team. So hopefully they'll able to really see the bigger picture.
And they can't run with them young boys. They can't run with them young boys. The Ja Morants, they can't run with them young boys, bro. You can forget it. LeBron don't even run up the court half the time until they get to the second half of the season. He just
want that cherry pick dunk. You know what I mean? That
can't run with them young boys.
Yeah.
All right, I want to go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's. I think that group, that Lakers group, is the tail end of a certain era of basketball, and the younger guys in the league are ushering in a new era of basketball. That up-tempo, space and pace. We're getting to, it's all the way down to the elementary school level, man. I watched an elementary school game yesterday where I saw an elementary school score 75 points, bro. This is where the way the game is going now. And I think that we're seeing the Lakers are literally the embodiment of a dying era.
Yep. You are absolutely right. I agree 100%.
Since we're still talking about the Lakers real quick, I want to kind of talk about Dwight Howard's and AD's post interview. Do you guys think the beef is squashed, or do you think they were just doing it for the media?
No, I don't think the beef is squashed at all. Listen, bro. We are very much discounting the greatness of Dwight Howard. In my personal opinion, Dwight Howard is much, much, much more accomplished than Anthony Davis is and probably ever will be. By far, without even a doubt. Right? I'm not talking about talent. I'm talking about, ups and downs, being able to accomplish certain things, go through and let's be clear. At one point in the league, Dwight Howard was very much considered probably one of the, if not the best players in the league. I'm talking about top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3 of his team, best player on the team by far. And so when you're talking about this type of guy, right? You're talking about a guy that at some point has to squash his ego, right, in order to continue to fit in. But then at the same time, he has to make sure, because he's still on a 1-year deal, he's still on the tail end of his career, but he has to make sure that he pulls it back because he understands that the Lakers value Anthony Davis more than they value him, right? So he's the one that have to take a step back. But I don't think that the beef is squashed, because you can't take a person that has that type of ego and has that type of success in the league at different points in his career and then be able to, have to take a step back from a guy that's supposed to be in the driver's seat from a leadership perspective. He got the bag. He got the keys to the franchise. But Dwight Howard has, in my opinion, probably have a better legacy than him.
What about
That's
you, Kyle?
tough. That's real tough. I mean, Dwight Howard, this is his 17th season. So, and he's definitely one of the most accomplished big men. And I would agree, when he was in Orlando, easily one of the top 3 players in the East, if not the league. He was one of the first players to send LeBron packing, and LeBron didn't want to shake hands afterwards. So, that was definitely something that Dwight did. However, he is a journeyman at this point. And so even though he's still incredibly athletic, he did have like a year off, or he couldn't even be on a roster a couple years ago. Him and Carmelo kind of went through the same situation. So whereas Anthony Davis, again, everyone's kind of pushing and saying, we're only going to go as far as Anthony Davis takes this team. So when you kind of put the two together, I don't disagree, Anton, that we kind of discount Dwight's his stature on the team, but to maybe the larger media, this is a Anthony Davis situation. So if they say that they squashed it, then maybe it's squashed just because you got so many other personalities there that may get in each other's ear, say, hey, man, we're here for a bigger thing, and to not really dwell on something like that.
Absolutely. I want to actually agree with Anton on the Dwight Howard thing, man. And this is going to speak to the incompetence of the Garpax era with the Bulls. At one point we were actually having a discussion in Chicago where we were really like, and when Dwight was that dude, we were here in Chicago really debating not trading Joakim Noah and Luol Deng to Orlando for Dwight. We were actually having this conversation, and to this day, I'm like, who hired these people? How do you turn that trade down? But to Anton's point, I think what's happening is that it's not so much Dwight Howard's career and how we view him. It's how we view him in the modern game and how we value big men. The kind of big man Dwight Howard was and is now has been devalued in the modern NBA. To speak to that, the guy who will be the potential number 1 draft pick in the NBA next year, 7'1", he's barely 200 pounds, and he's never made a basket with his back to the basket. These are the type of the bigs we're getting that are coming into the league now, and this is what we're valuing now. And
I don't know though, Avon. I think that the league is starting to pivot a little bit, bro.
Why you say that?
Honestly. Because think about it. We started valuing big guys that can shoot back when Dirk changed the game, right?
Right.
And that's where the Pistons went wrong when we got Darko. Because we thought Darko was going to be Dirk, right? And we messed up. Yeah. The reason that they took that gamble is because we were already a championship team, right? We already was going to the finals regardless, so we was able to take that gamble, which obviously turned out to be one of the worst gambles of all time. However, I think that back in that era, right? When you look at what's my man that played with Luka? Big guy from New York. Porzingis, right?
Yeah.
He's not gonna be nothing, bro. He's gonna be a role player at best. At best, right? When you think about the person like Giannis had to develop that shot, even a remotely halfway of a shot, and he's just now starting to come into his own as far as being able to break that whole mold of, hey, they built a Giannis wall or whatever like that. But I think that, listen, I watched JaVale McGee absolutely wash the Lakers the other night. I watched the game. I get NBA TV when the basketball season starts. I got YouTube TV. I catch every game that I can possibly catch. I'm probably not even going to be out in the streets. I watched JaVale McGee absolutely destroy Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, and everybody else that was on the Lakers the other day. I think that what you're starting to see is that there's starting to be a pivot back towards big men, especially after the Lakers won the championship in the bubble. I think that there's starting to be a pivot much more towards the Joel Embiids, the big man as far as championing them in an old school way in which they're able to play. I mean, I know we champion shooters and all of that, but even Golden State, right? They starting to lean more towards the big man and play through the middle. Right, running them off them screens and utilizing the middle a lot more as far as being able to leverage that in order to be more effective as a basketball team.
Joker did that. Joker did that. Jokic kind of gave people the template of how to use a back to the basket big man who has a high basketball IQ. If you watch the Nuggets, they run everything through Jokic. Everything is back cuts. Everything is, coming off screens, and he's finding guys cutting. He's finding guys spotting up for three, and that's the template. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of guys who are in the league right now, like I was agreeing with you actually about the whole thing with the big man pivoting back and why this kid that they got, his name is Chet Holmgren. He's going to be at Gonzaga this year. And when I kid you not, the kid is 6'2" and he's barely 200 pounds, but he handles like a guard and he can shoot like a guard. But the problem is that when you play against 27-year-old men who've been lifting their whole life, that looks a little different. You know what I mean?
Well, what's the difference? Think about it though. What's the difference between a center and a small forward / power forward today? They all the same height.
It's just ball
right?
skills.
You got KD, who is 7 feet tall practically.
Legit
right?
7 feet.
Anthony Davis don't want to play the center. Right. The only difference is either ball handling or their size. That's it.
Well, the other thing is
difference between a center height wise and a small forward, power forward.
Yeah. So what the difference is now is what they're asked to do defensively. There's a reason why a lot of heavy guys found themselves out of the league the last 4 or 5 years is because you switch everything on defense now. You switch everything. So your 4 and your 5s have to be able to switch, and a lot of guys couldn't make that transition physically.
Well, Shaq messed that up.
Well, that's why everybody's so scared with Zion looking like he gained about 8 pounds.
Zion is going to be a bust.
Yeah, yes. I was like, oh no.
Yep.
Let me not say a bust. I'm not gonna say a bust. That's too strong of a word. Zion is not. He's not mature enough, and he doesn't want it bad enough to actually get in the gym and lose the weight and take his craft serious. Zion is going to go the way of Shaq without getting the accolades that Shaq got, as far as injuries and not taking his craft serious.
I haven't seen him play. What's wrong with him?
He's injured. He's injured. He's got an ankle issue, and the problem is every time he stops playing basketball, he turns into a left tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like every time.
The NBA be lying about their weight, right? Zion is every bit 350 or more, bro.
Yes,
that dude is massive. Yeah, he was massive on the Mountain Dew commercial. Did you see the Mountain Dew commercial where he was on there with what was it, Zach LaVine?
Mm-hmm.
He looked every bit 350, and they probably did some after effects on him to make him look a little bit slimmer.
Well, he might be trying to James Harden his way out off the Pelicans. You know what I mean? James Harden showed up, looking like Mark Henry when he was in Houston. So, Zion might be trying to do the same thing. His agent might have said, hey, tell him that your ankle's hurting a little bit, gain you some weight. We might be able to get you out of there and, onto a contender. You know what I mean? Maybe. You never know. I mean,
Zion is never passing up on that rookie extension.
Yeah.
Nobody is ever going to pass up on that rookie extension. It's nobody. He's going to be in New Orleans no matter what. Right. But his body is too heavy to be carrying him around that weight. He got the makeup of Charles Barkley without the dedication of Charles Barkley. He's not. It's gonna be bad, bro. It's gonna be absolutely bad for him.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna be able to do all that dunking and catching lobs. He's gonna go like Blake Griffin and have to, quit dunking for a season or two, especially at 300+ pounds. He's gonna have to be Zach Randolph out there almost. And I don't know if his game is even matured to that yet.
No, he's not. Here's the thing: his game hasn't even matured to a really effective wing yet, let alone a 4 or a 5. You know what I mean?
He overrated, y'all. So many people overrate this guy, bro.
He's not as bad. He's not going to be as bad as a bust. He has legitimate physical.
No, he's not going to be a bust. You're right.
But what he's going to struggle with is I'm a defensive guy. I've always, my priority as a coach and as a basketball guy is if they can't put the ball in the basket, they can't win. So my thing with him is that he's easy to defend. He's very easy to defend. You shut down that lane and you force him to beat you with jump shots, and he has not shown that he's going to beat you with middies and threes yet. He's not shown that. And when you offensively are depending on a player who cannot create his own shot outside of driving to the hole, it ruins your spacing and it ruins everything you do offensively.
Zion is going to be. I wouldn't. I'm straight. I'm straight on Zion.
Yeah,
I'm not high on Zion like everybody else is.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. We got 9 teams that are undefeated, and one of those 9 teams is the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls is the only team that is currently sitting at 3-0 right now. 3-0.
I got issues with this already, but it's okay.
So let's talk about Chicago. Let's talk about Chicago, Abe. I know.
Hey man, look, hey man, I'd be salty if I was in Detroit and I just took 2 L's too, man.
Yeah.
I feel better about Detroit than I do about Chicago.
Oh, come
Definitively.
You know what?
1,000%.
Here's where
and it's not because I'm from Detroit.
Here's where I partially agree with Anton. I'm sorry, I'll keep bringing that. Detroit has figured out that they're never going to sign a major free agent, right? Never. And that's the blueprint for their success they've had in the past. When they've won their previous championships, they've been a collective of greater parts than one star. So I do like where Detroit is going with Cade Cunningham and building around him. You got to look. They're gonna have to do it the way Milwaukee did. Because ain't nobody coming to Milwaukee on no max deal. You know what I'm saying? None of those guys are walking through that door, as your boy used to say. So, but I will disagree with him on the Bulls, though, because the proof is in the results.
Listen, the Bulls are not even going to get out of the second round. You guys, listen. You guys feel great about them because they 3-0. They played the Pistons twice with Cade Cunningham not even playing. Right, I was at the opening game. I was sitting on the floor. DeMar DeRozan, we all know that nobody is going to win with DeMar DeRozan on 18, right? He's a good season player, and then he's a horrible postseason player, right? We all know this. The only thing that I love about the Bulls right now is that Lonzo looked incredible. Lonzo looked like a savage. I was watching him play, bro, in person. That dude got it. I mean, he got it. I don't know how they didn't keep him over in New Orleans or whatever. But outside of Lonzo, listen, DeMar is on the downslope of his career. Zach LaVine, you got the best years out of him. He at the peak of his career practically, and he's not gonna get any better. Y'all salary cap is all shot. We the future. We understand that we not playing for just to make the playoffs. The Pistons are the future. We're playing for forever. We got a better GM than y'all. We got him straight over from Oklahoma City, right? He was the guy that constructed the whole roster when it came to Kevin Durant and James Harden. He drafted beautifully. So y'all doing good now. It's the beginning of the season, but as soon as you run up against the Bucks, y'all can't even beat the Knicks in a 7-game series. I promise you. If the Knicks run up against y'all in the playoffs, y'all done. Y'all
so
body
much
bag.
Disrespect. So much disrespect.
I mean, but what do you expect? I mean, he's from Detroit, so of course he's going to big them up.
It's the truth. It was
First
the
of
truth.
all,
Not the truth, man. Go ahead, Cal.
What part am I off on?
Everything.
The Bulls are.
Everything.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree that Detroit is probably looking a little better long term than the Bulls. However, Detroit, you guys got like Kelly Olynyk. He making like 15 million or whatever he's got.
Yeah, he's a filler for this. He got a short contract.
I got some moves to make still.
But think about it. We don't have any big contracts. We don't have no long-term contracts. We salary cap friendly. We in the perfect spot. Perfect spot.
Well,
and we're gonna get another great draft pick.
I think the Bulls are definitely, salary cap strapped. And Zach LaVine, I don't know how much more you're going to get out of him. So I definitely agree there. But it's almost a completely different team with the exception of the GM and whatnot. They got Billy Donovan as the coach. He's, better than what they had for sure. I'm not going to say he's, Hall of Famer, but he's definitely, better than Boylan. And then, DeMar DeRozan, he's got some stuff to prove. He needs to be playing with a chip on his shoulder.
He ain't got nothing to prove. He ain't got nothing left. Ain't nothing he gonna give y'all that he has not already shown. DeMar has shown you everything he got. He not giving you nothing else. His braids is too tight. Dog, listen, bro. Listen, bro, real talk. DeMar is not gonna take y'all to the promised land. There is nobody on that roster. And again, I respect the Bulls. They putting up a good show. They look good.
Nobody is looking amazing.
He's an assassin.
And
nobody
is
still getting better. And he's still getting better.
And Lonzo is setting them up, to make real good plays. They got some decent draft picks that have been, hopefully got to pan out a little bit. Once Kobe White comes back, hopefully he'll, contribute like everybody says he's
like
supposed
somebody
to.
I'm gonna tell you what.
In the chat said the Bulls don't have a bench.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Not only will the Bulls make the playoffs, they will probably make a deep run. They guard. You can laugh about it,
I agree,
but they guard.
I agree.
And the problem is that a lot of people put together teams. You put together, you're seeing it in the LA right now. Let me just put 3 guys together that scored 25 points. There's 75 on the table right there. My bench fills in with 30 to 40. Fine, whatever. That's the NBA. If you can keep a team consistently in this NBA under 100 and 100 points, which they've been doing, that's a problem.
They played the Pistons twice with an injured roster.
Okay, boy, they can't help the schedule. If they won the game and gave up 120, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Listen. You know this is what I know for sure. Y'all would have a tough time in a 7-game series against the Pacers. You're not seeing the Knicks. You're not seeing the Bucks. You're not seeing Brooklyn. You're not seeing Miami. Any 4 of those teams, any one of those teams that y'all match up, it's over. It's over.
Well, the Bulls are definitely missing they're missing 2 guys. They need another difference maker, big man. I don't know if Vucevic is really the answer. And then they're missing an energy guy, a guy come off the bench, come and foul some people.
Think about it. Hold on. Let's just run down. Let's run it down. Right? Give me. I'm gonna give you the 8 teams in the East that's gonna make the playoffs. We all know what they are. You got the Bucks. You got the Nets. You got the Bulls. Let's throw the Bulls in there. You got the Knicks. You have Miami. Who else we got? We got
Atlanta.
You're not beating the Hawks. You're not beating the Hawks.
Boston. What y'all think about Boston?
You might beat Boston. You might beat Boston, and you might beat beat the Pacers. That's it. None of them other teams that we named, you are ever going to even remotely touch their sneakers. Remember I said this.
You know what I mean? Maybe not this year, at least. Next year, the year after that, you never know. I feel like the Bulls are right there.
We're gonna see.
They score enough points.
And I forgot Philly. I didn't even say Philly.
Points. The only thing I see the problem with the Bulls is rim protection. There's nobody on that roster that is going to protect that rim. Mm-hmm. Nobody over at least 6'6". You know what I mean?
The Bulls could have used JaVale McGee. He would have been a
yes. I think the Bulls made a big mistake not pursuing a veteran big behind Vooch to come in and get those dirty minutes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Take a flyer out on DeMarcus Cousins. I'm
sure right, and this somewhere right now. Lead Boogie exactly where he at. Lead Boogie where he at. Lead Boogie where he at, man. But JaVale McGee would have been a good fit, or they could have kept Tice, the big dude from they had last year from Boston. He was playing that role very well for them last year. But in the salary cap world we live in, you know what I mean? You can't keep everybody. I think it really came down to, what was that? It was Tice versus the new guy they got now, Caruso. They said his spot. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Bulls, here's the thing. The Bulls are testing a theory. And a lot of people don't realize it. The Bulls are testing an NBA theory right now that you can go completely small and win. And
if you got Steph and Clay.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
They ain't got no Steph and Clay.
You got Damian Lillard on your team, maybe. You know what I mean?
Listen, the Bulls have been testing this theory since y'all had what was the white boy that y'all had? What was that white boy with the floppy hair, the point guard? Kirk Heinrich. They've been testing this. That's not
what they were doing, though. Actually, they were doing the direct opposite with that era. They were actually drafting college guys and walking the ball up. Remember, they had Ben Gordon and Kurt Heinrich in the same backcourt. They were walking.
Y'all sold us that. Y'all sold us that lemon, Ben Gordon.
Look, the guard packs ain't here no more, man.
Y'all gave us that, Len.
That was the cancer, bro. That to be honest, that was the cancer in Chicago, was getting rid of Pax and Foreman, man. Like, they ran that operation into the ground. I mean, the ground, man. And the new GM, he has a vision. Now, Anton might not believe in that vision, but he does have a vision. You know what
Anybody
I'm saying?
that got DeMar DeRozan on their team, I don't believe in it. Listen, if coach couldn't coach, if Popovich couldn't coach him up, come on, man.
Plus, you know, him and Zach LaVine, they get their points like on the same spots on the court. So I don't even know if you can really have those two guys really coexist like that either.
I think they do though. If you watch, did you watch the? It wasn't the Pistons game. It was the Pelicans.
It was the Pelicans. The Pelicans was the
I think Zach started off like 0 points in the first quarter or something like that. Or I think it was the Pistons game. The last Pistons game. Zach came out cold, and DeMar carried him through that second. First into that first early second. You know,
Braid's gonna come back to haunt y'all.
You know, what I mean is,
Braid's gonna come back and haunt y'all.
Powers, you know, when they're both peaking at their highest point, I don't know if they both can be on the court, you know, peaking at the same time because they get their points the same way or on the same spots on the floor too.
That comes down to coaching and scheme. You know what I'm saying? And acceptance. And what I like about their scheme is that if you watch, 3 different guys play point guard at one time. Nobody's the established point guard. Zach will walk it up. DeMar will walk it up. Lonzo will walk it up. And that tells me that
Lonzo push.
Yeah, not walking, but what I'm saying is that they have 3 guys that they can put the ball in their hand and say, hey, we're going to run this set. And the other 2 guys are interchangeable with the other spots. You're going to have the off guard, it's chilling over off on the 3-point line. The other guy getting ready here maybe to set a pick. And they're all comfortable with running that stuff. That wasn't happening last year. Zach was really the only guy that you could put the ball in his hands and say, hey, I want you to run this set and I want it run this way. Kobe couldn't do it because Kobe's not really a point guard. You know what I'm saying? So now they have 3 guys that can do that. I do too. And they're going to have an interesting problem when he comes back because Io has been balling.
You know what? Kobe got a little too much Russell Westbrook in him for me.
Yes, he does.
You know, you know, that might manifest itself a little differently being on the Bulls. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is going to be, you know, because Io is balling. So I don't know how they're going to do that one. And now
second round at best.
As a
y'all
pick.
done. Second round at best. Pray to get the Pacers in the first round.
We got another team that's
best chance.
Another team that's undefeated is Golden State. We got to talk about Steph Curry, man. We got to talk about it. What do you guys think about them going far?
I think that they possibly a championship team.
Yeah,
I do. I feel like they're a championship team. I think when Clay come back and he get healthy. Listen, Steph is Steph. The only thing that Golden State has going against them is the possibility of injury. Outside of that, I think that they got a great coaching staff. I think that if you listen, the thing about Golden State that makes them awesome, and I'm not even going to talk about Steph, their bench is phenomenal. Like everybody has bought into whatever it is that they're doing, and their bench, they got a bunch of shooters. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that Golden State is a phenomenal team. And then you throw in the fact that Steph is putting up 45 points. Come on, man. That's insane. I have a difficult time seeing anybody in the West being able to beat them in a 7-game series if they're healthy.
I agree. And you know what I think that they've done recently? Well, they haven't done it recently. They've done it in the past, but they seem to be doing it a lot now is running Draymond at the 5. And when you run Draymond at the 5, he realizes he's not scored. So he's not mucking up your sets trying to, you know what I'm saying, play hero ball and do too much or whatever, because he has other responsibilities at the 5. And when they go small, they're a problem. They're a problem, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something controversial. Golden State need to get rid of Draymond Green.
Don't you ever
I don't think so.
speak that out of your mouth in history. He is literally the glue of that team.
Draymond Green has cost them. I think Draymond Green has caused just as much as he's impacted their success, he's also cost them some additional success. They should have another championship. And I feel like it's almost squarely on Draymond. Steph Curry kind of fumbled the ball when they lost to Cleveland. You know, down the stretch, when you go back and watch some games, Steph Curry was not taking care of the ball.
They was going to lose anyway in that series.
But I just am not a Draymond fan. I think that he does more in terms of in the game. I'm sure he's great in the locker room, great within the organization. But in the game, you know, high pressure situations, sometimes you can't trust Draymond to make the right decision. And for what he does for their team, they can probably find that in another player. They got a great coaching staff. I think they can manage without him.
No way. Who are you going to replace him with? Who gonna be the heart and soul of the
I
team?
mean, I don't have a name off the top of my head, of course.
I mean, but think about it. Look. It's a reason why you got what's my man for the Miami Heat, the old school Haslam.
Udonis Haslam.
It's the reason. But Draymond does so many other intangibles on that team, bro. Real talk. Like he will guard from 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
People underestimate the defense, right? He's the heart of the team, right? The only reason they even got KD in the first place was because of Draymond.
It's true.
So you got to take the good with the bad, right? But let's be clear. Very few players can do what Draymond do as far as being able to fill any role on that team. Any role that they need him to fill, he do it.
Versatility. The versatility is one of the most underrated intangibles in modern NBA basketball. This is
almost every single set runs through Draymond. Think about it. He has to touch the ball every time down the floor.
He's in it. You know, I'm sorry, I'm going basketball coach nerd right here, but you know what Draymond does really well that you don't see done really well anymore? It is so simple. Box out and set screens. Yeah. You just don't see younger guys doing that well anymore. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that comes down from the youth level. The high school level is not being taught anymore. I was coaching high school basketball 2 years ago. I was teaching 17-year-old kids how to box out. That's absurd. You should be learning that in 5th, 6th grade.
Listen, it's a very delicate balance, and I don't know if people understand this. People that may be watching, it's a very delicate balance that you have to have between talent and just grit, grind, and effort. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people that's talented that will never ever live up to any kind of expectation whatsoever. But Draymond is definitely not one of those type of guys that you got to tell to get in shape, to come in with the energy every single night. He gonna do whatever need to be. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get the rebounds. He gonna defend. He gonna box out. He gonna do the putbacks. He's gonna be hype.
I mean, bro,
hold on.
Work on his shot.
But you know,
like he lost a touch in his shot.
But 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's tied 95-95. Game 5. And here go Draymond getting a technical foul, arguing with the referee at the worst possible time. You know what I mean?
Cool. They said the same thing about Dennis Rodman.
I mean, I don't
know nobody that's going to not have Dennis Rodman on their team, bro.
That's true. I mean, but
they said the same thing about Rasheed Wallace. Larry Brown was like, bring him over here to the Pistons. We'll win with him.
Mm-hmm. You need that. Sometimes you need that. Well, you don't need a technical foul with 2 minutes left to go in game 5, but sometimes you do need a technical foul in that game 5 in the second quarter when none of your teammates is guarding. And
listen,
none of your teammates
I'll take the passion that Draymond has with the possibility that he might get a technical foul, then take somebody that's super passive like a Karl Anthony Towns, who has all the effort in the world, who has all the talent in the world, and they're not going to show up when it's time to actually show up. The Ben Simmons of the world. I'm good. I'm good.
Talking about
perfect. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so we're talking about Golden State. I just want to touch on Wiggins a little bit. Are you guys impressed with him?
With who?
Andrew Wiggins?
Yeah, I like Andrew Wiggins. I mean, I don't think that he's a number 1 pick type of guy, but
I think that he draft class.
Yeah, I think he fills his role perfectly.
Bad draft class, man.
And Golden State, I like Andrew Wiggins. I like him a lot.
That was a Jabari Parker, Andrew Wiggins debate. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like, Lord have mercy.
Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. I think they drafted Jabari Parker.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for the super chat.
But I think he's fulfilling his role. I mean, I think when Klay comes back, we'll probably see a whole lot less of Andrew Wiggins. But I think he was, I think his whole jab situation was kind of a distraction. But, I think that he's kind of fulfilling his role. I don't think that he's, any kind of distraction on the team either. But I don't know what his role on the team is in terms of like, is he adding to their chemistry? Is he, a really good guy to have? He's been in the league for a
if you
while
watch
now.
him play, like I watched all 2 or 3 games that they played. I think I watched 2 of the games. I don't know if they played a third one, but he is dope. He can't be any more of a distraction than Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving.
Oh Lord, no. What I think
less.
I think the reason why he's being successful now is he's not being asked to be an alpha anymore.
Yeah.
Those expectations aren't on him anymore, where you're the number one pick, so you have to be the first option on a championship team. Now he can just be the glue guy or second fiddle that he naturally is. And you can tell by his personality that's the guy he is. Same thing with AD. They're not alphas. You're asking them to be alphas, but they're not alphas. They're going to fit into whatever scheme, whatever arrangement you have, and not complain and do their job, but they're not going to be extraordinary for you. And I think he's in that place, and he's comfortable in that place now.
I'll take Andrew Wiggins over DeMar DeRozan.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll take Andrew Wiggins over DeMar DeRozan all day
that
long.
may not be a bad comp. I mean, what he's doing, like 14, 15 points a game, something like that, 6, 7 rebounds a game. Like that's pretty solid considering he's not.
DeMar's been a volume. Yeah, DeMar's been a volume scorer in the league before, man. Wiggins is never.
Well, they asked him to be an alpha too.
Yeah, and like I said, that's why I said DeMar might be in the right situation now. He don't need to be the second or the third guy, the first guy anymore. Be the second and third. Some guys are very happy to be the second and third guy. DeMar's an introvert, man. You know what I mean? Some introverts they're not alphas.
I knew DeMar was bad for any team that he
keep coming on talking about DeMar.
When I seen his haircuts, when I seen his braids, when I see his haircuts, I said, you know what? Keep that man away from my team, because I know that any championship team is going down one tier if they get DeMar. Just by looking at his hair alone. I know it's something wrong with DeMar when I see him go into the barbershop and say, yo, let me get number 3 up there. Number 3 braids. I'm not going with it, bro. I'm not going with it.
That's that South LA thing, man. They the only place I ever go. LA is the only place I ever go to where I still see hella dudes with braids. It's the only place, man.
All right, speaking about the jab, let's talk about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving,
most overrated player in the last 10 years, by far, without question. One of the most overrated players in the last 10 years, by far, not even close. You can't name a player that's more overrated than Kyrie Irving. Not one.
Wow.
Not one.
Kyrie Irving is, for a point guard, I think he's incredible. I'll take him on the Bulls. I'll take him on any team. You know what I mean? I wish he wasn't such a distraction in so many ways. But, and if you can't make it work with LeBron, then there's got to be maybe something wrong. But I think that he's incredible. Whenever he does come
what
back,
makes him incredible?
He's going to be incredible.
At what point has he ever proven that he was incredible? Before LeBron got to him, he was the worst team in the NBA. The Cleveland Cavaliers was literally last place before LeBron got to him. LeBron took him from last to first in the East. And then right after that, he made the Celtics a worse team than the year before he got there. Then he went over to Brooklyn and he hasn't accomplished anything. And now he's a cancer on every single team that he's on, even though he's still making $17 million, whether he sit out or not.
So you guys are saying that because of his attitude or his talent, Anton and Adrian?
Well, the fact that
as far as him being overrated,
his talent is the thing that makes him overrated, because people look at the talent and evaluate whether or not he's an awesome player. But when you look at the delivery, right, how we rate players is largely based off of what their ceiling is and what our expectation is for them, right? I can't overrate a player that I don't have great expectations for, right? Everybody put all of these great expectations on Kyrie because he hit the shot, right? But regardless, John Paxson hit a shot, Steve Kerr hit a shot. That don't mean nothing to me. The point that I'm making is that at what point has he ever delivered? He's injury prone. Every team that he's ever been even remotely successful on, he's always had a better player with him, right? And he's a toxic in the locker room. At what point has Kyrie ever delivered on anything that gives him all of this accolade and praise as far as ranking him even remotely in the top 5 of point guards that's in the league today? He's not on Steph's level. He's not on Damian's level. He's not on Ja's level. He's not on any of the top 5 point guards in the league's level today. He is one of the most, and so we give him the Uncle Drew praise because he got handles. But listen. Rondo is more accomplished. Rajon Rondo is a better overall point guard than Kyrie Irving. bar none. Rondo was better on the Boston Celtics, and Rondo was the glue of that Boston Celtics team. A lot of people give praise to Ray Allen and KG and Paul Pierce. Rondo is a better overall point guard than Kyrie Irving. Facts.
I agree. And here's the thing for me though, with Kyrie, I would not have Kyrie on my team, not because of lack of talent. I don't believe Kyrie loves basketball. I dead ass believe Kyrie Irving does not love basketball. I think he likes basketball. I think he likes the money that comes with basketball. I think he likes the social status that comes with basketball. I don't think he loves basketball, because there's no way $17 million or not that if I am within a footstep of an NBA championship that I'm sitting on my butt for a year. There's no way. There's no way. I'm sorry, but there's no way you're taking me away from the game. You think Kobe?
He's not even a better point guard than James Harden. He's not even a better point guard than James Harden, bro. Yeah. On his own team.
Kobe would have got caught for a fake vaccination card before he would have sat down. Kobe would have broke the law before he stopped playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? And now we've had not only the jab incident. Do you remember we were having all the social justice stuff didn't he miss some time last year? Extended time because somebody else was getting jumped on. You can support the movement and still go to work, bro.
I might not even put Kyrie in my top 10 in the league today.
So
no. I'm not even talking about players. I'm talking about point guards. I'm not sure I would put Kyrie in my top 10 point guards today. If you ask me, would I rather have Kyrie or Zoe? I might take Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe gonna show up.
Yeah. I might take Zoe. I'm definitely taking Trae Young. It's not even a question when it comes to Steph and Dame and everybody in the West.
So New Jersey, do you want Kyrie to come back, or you want to get Ben Simmons if you're the Nets?
Oh man,
redundant.
I take Ben Simmons over Kyrie all day long. I'm taking Ben Simmons. I'm taking that tall dude that can play defense. Kyrie get cooked on defense. We're not even gonna talk about defense. See, y'all only look at Kyrie and his numbers. Kyrie is a liability on defense. He's a liability mentally. He is very much the most overrated player in the last 10 years, without a doubt.
All right, so while we talk about Ben Simmons, let's talk about that situation. How do you guys feel about it?
He needs a better team around him. He needs somebody in his ear.
Well, I'm talking about the way that he's handling it.
I think he should just go to practice personally, just go, and it's only because you want to save face. You want to be able to show the rest of the league that you're not going to be a malcontent, so I'm not saying go in there and outplay everybody and be like Jimmy Butler and take all the, the B squad guys and beat everybody in the scrimmage necessarily. But, show up to practice, show Doc Rivers a little bit of, public respect. That way it doesn't look bad on you. And eventually they should be able to get him out of there. Same way with James Harden. He had to go through this exact same situation where he kind of had to show up, just, at least go through the motions and, just say the right things and they'll get you out of there. But now, I don't know if
it's not the same, bro.
I don't know if you really
listen. You can't make the demands that James make. James is one of the most potent offensive scorers in history. Ben Simmons is no James Harden, bro. Yeah. At all. You can't make those type of demands. Because if they could, then they would have been able to get a decent trade value for him.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Sometimes when you're in business, the market will tell you what you're worth. The market will tell you what you're worth, and right now the market is telling Ben, we good. You know what I'm saying? But we straight, because in the modern NBA, a 6'10" guy that can't put the ball in the basket, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, man. You're not for a max contract. If he was a $15 million a year guy, we can make that work, but not as a max contract guy. You cannot be my lead ball handler. You cannot be my lead ball handler, or you can't put the ball in the basket, bro.
Listen, sometimes you got to gamble on potential, and Ben Simmons is one of those players you got to gamble on.
I was going to say, what do you think his agent? Somebody got to be telling him something different. They're saying, oh well,
he may not listen.
At some point, you got to be self-motivated, bro. Real talk, honestly. Like at some point, you got to be self-motivated. He has every single tool that he needs in order to win. If Giannis can get better at shooting a three, I don't know. I don't know if it's his friends around him. I don't know if he's just dating the Kardashians too much or whatever. I don't know what he needs to do. He might need to move to a Midwest city. Yeah, he might need to move to a Midwest city and like a hood city. He might need to go to Oklahoma or something and just chill for a while.
I think that's where he's going to wind up. Actually,
Oklahoma.
They got they got the capital.
I mean, a small city, like something smaller instead of like, living in the big time. Like honestly, he just need like a Larry Brown. He need a decent coach that's just going to get him together or something like that. Mm-hmm. And these NBA players is too coddled.
They are, absolutely. I will 100% agree with you on that one. And unfortunately, like I said, down here at the high school and youth level, we created the problem. We created the problem because the way and I call it the business, and I throw people off all the time with that. The business of basketball has created what we have in the NBA right now. Because if you don't understand, if you're from the time your child, your son or daughter dribbling the ball at 8, 9, 10 years old, they're a commodity, bro. This is the basketball business. It's not the basketball game. And unfortunately, at the younger levels, especially at the high school levels in the AAU, we have a lot of grown men telling young men what they are when they haven't earned what they are. And that's why you get what you get in the NBA.
I mean, but that's what makes LeBron so great, is because not only did he take that, but he still over-delivered on what his expectations are, even though he was champion and crowned the king way before he ever played a basketball game. But everybody not LeBron, and that's why you're going to get the Zions, you're going to get the Ben Simmons, you're going to get all of these dudes that wind up not becoming and living up to their expectations because they not built like that. You got to be self-motivated. LeBron is driven by a completely different.
You could be the eighth guy in the rotation, still making $15 million. So in addition to the coddling, they also, they can probably take a year off or whatever it is. Like Kyrie can miss a bunch of games and it may not necessarily impact him. So the way it might have once upon a time.
Kyrie's name is blasphemy in my house. Kyrie has lost more money for me than anybody in the league.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Jesus Christ. I hate dog. It's very listen, I have never hated anybody in my life, but he one step away from the hate meter for me. I can't stand Kyrie Irving, bro.
So Kyrie Irving come back, play really well, lead New Jersey to a championship.
He ain't playing well. He's just stealing. Kyrie is stealing. Kyrie's stealing with no face mask on. He worse than a bank robber. He's stealing. He been stealing money since he came into the league. Stealing. Thief.
All right,
he's one step away from being a thief in my mind.
We got football's about to ready to start up in about 30 minutes, so let's just cover a little bit of football and try to get you guys predictions. Who you guys got for the Chiefs and Titans?
Oh, man, the Derrick Henry's on a tear right now. The Chiefs are looking, you can't count Pat Mahomes out, you know what I mean? It's just Andy Reid and their offense, they got one of the highest and most talked about offensive coordinators, and even though he never gets a head coaching job. So, you can't count them out. But, Tennessee, even though they got a suspect offensive line, I really think that it's not going to be no walk in the park for them at all. They got a lot of momentum. So, that's kind of a toss-up. I'm going to have to go with Kansas City, though. I feel like this is going to be a good get-right game for them, and they're going to kind of take this into the next couple of weeks and really try to ride this win.
Pat Mahomes got his own problems, though. He got a little brother that's causing him problems on social media, and he got a fiance that's aligned with his little brother, and they got these little childish mindsets, bro. I'm taking the Titans all day.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the Titans bandwagon this week, and you know why? It has nothing to do with the Chiefs' offense. Low-key, the Chiefs' defense is trash. It's trash, and
I agree.
Unfortunately, they're about to meet something that I think is going to become more of a trend now in the NFL because it went out of style. It's going to come back in style now. It's called the running game. And
the running game always been. The running game is what powers the throwing game.
But here's the thing, right?
That was the problem. That's the problem with what was my man's name? Matt Stafford in Detroit.
Yeah,
and Megatron. Mm-hmm. Like they had no running game, and everybody knew exactly what it was that they was going to do every single time they threw the ball.
Yeah, so I think what you're going to see this week in Tennessee is they're going to run that man right. The best way to beat Pat Mahomes, keep him right on that sideline. Keep him right on that sideline. Let him sit there and watch him run the ball all day.
The Titans secondary, though, they're all injured. You know what I mean? I think the Chiefs got a couple guys coming back off of IR. I mean, the Chiefs, their defense is getting better. You know what I mean? So it's not good necessarily, but it's not trash. You know, so I feel
man, bro,
you know, we'll have to see. I guess.
How do you not say it's trash?
The Chiefs' defense?
Yes.
You know, I just think that they don't have to be on the field as much. And so because they can stand to be like a bend not break defense, they could give up 27 points, 24, 27 points and still win the game. And so they don't have to, defend every single possession.
There's a problem with that. You need to have the ball to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can look right here in Chicago, see that playing out right now. When you are routinely giving the other team 30 to 40 more plays a game because you can run the ball down their throat. Don't matter who your quarterback is. Tom Brady can't do nothing to you on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
That's true.
But you're going to see this now.
He had a problem in New England.
Yeah, right. You're going to see this now happen because the league ebbs back and flows. Things come into vogue. They go back out. You're going to see running backs in the running game come back, man, because you know what they've done now? Defenses don't even – they're guys – I'm 230 pounds, and a lot of NFL teams have linebackers smaller than me now. You know what I mean? They fast. They get to the ball, but it's a different when you got 6'6", 330-pound dudes wailing on you for 2-3 quarters.
Rebuke the devil. Jesus be offense.
All right, you guys want to ask you predictions about Cincinnati and Baltimore?
I haven't been following Cincinnati or Baltimore. I ain't following either one of them.
Looking up data.
I think that's also a tough one. Joe Burrow, he's looking pretty good out there. Him and his the receiver's name who's escaping me right now. They've been on a tear.
Rookie, yeah.
yeah. But then again, Baltimore, Lamar Jackson is kind of trying to prove to everyone week in and week out that he's an actual passer and not just a runner, running quarterback who can throw. So I want to go with Baltimore, though. I think that they just have I believe in Lamar Jackson in a way that I don't necessarily believe in Joe Burrow. They're kind of unproven, so I would not necessarily go with them. But if this was kind of an upset and Cincinnati came out here and just, threw all over the field, gangbuster style, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm going to go with Baltimore this week.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that Baltimore can do more things than Cincinnati can on the offensive side of the ball. And they can also play that ball control game if they need to. I think the only way the Bengals pull this out is if it somehow gets into a shootout and Baltimore's defense don't show up. So I'm gonna go ahead with Baltimore on that one.
Okay, what do you guys think about the Bears and Buccaneers?
Oh Lord Jesus.
Hey, JR couldn't wait to talk about the Bears. He tried to act like he was gonna slide it in the middle, but he really wanted to talk about the Bears first.
I don't know.
I don't think the Bears got any hope. Another outrageous comment I'm going to make. Bears need to get rid of Eddie Jackson. That man has.
That's not outrageous. That's not outrageous, man.
I don't know what's going on with Eddie Jackson.
And they playing in Tampa Bay.
If he does some stuff that we're not seeing, on the TV broadcast, but Tom Brady is about to, make breakfast out of Eddie Jackson. I think that Jalen Johnson is probably going to be on Mike Evans. So that might be a tight little matchup. But everywhere else on the field, I think that Tom Brady's about to be all over the place. So, I think that
nobody is picking the Bears over the Bucks and the Bears. Horrible offense.
Yeah.
Horrible offense.
So we'll see. Yeah, Bucks for sure. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game, I wouldn't be shocked if they made it interesting and it was maybe a close game. The Bears have a real good run defense, and if they cannot let Justin Fields get smashed every other play, they might have a chance. But yeah,
that's on Nagy. That's on Nagy and the brain trust. They still haven't figured that out yet. It's like all you have to do is go back to the Ohio State tape. Like, bruh, just run the Ohio State offense. It's not that hard, bro. But I think this one actually is going to get ugly because of it's not even so much because of the talent. I think it's
JR don't want to watch this game.
It's not even because of the talent level, which is obviously, definitely skewed towards the Bucs. Is what's happening internally with the Bears right now. They are a hot mess inside the building. You got Jalen Johnson going on Instagram, putting, I don't know if you guys saw this or not. He got fined for being late to practice, and then he posted the letter on Instagram. It's like, what are you doing?
What is wrong with these dudes, bro? Jesus Christ.
You got
a couple players be sending little sneak disses at the Bears organization. I think Marquise Goodwin, I want to say his name was.
Yeah.
Right after week 1, he's like, I don't call the plays. I don't know what's going on around here. So, they definitely got some turmoil inside their organization. And I think you might have said it earlier. This is going to be like the first game of like the next 3 games that gets probably Matt Nagy fired.
Absolutely.
That could definitely be the case. If it gets ugly out there, when it's like a double digit, 27-0 by halftime or something outrageous like that, it might be.
They just need to take their social media down. I will make that a part of my organization. If you are a player on my squad, then you have to remove yourself from social media for a little bit while the season is rocking.
Absolutely. I'm gonna touch on that Eddie Jackson thing real quick. I like to call him Chocolate Chris Conte. If you remember Chris Conte,
he ain't as bad as Chris Conte and Major Wright.
Because I'm at the point right now with Eddie Jackson that at 41 years old, I can go out there and he cannot tackle me. He can't. He can't, because I wouldn't let him. And I think. And it's, I'm never going to be the type of dude that say I can do what a professional athlete does, because I haven't reached those levels yet. But when you put things on tape like he's been putting on tape the last couple of weeks, I'm a believer in myself all of a sudden.
Right, and he had the nerve to try to, get into it a little bit with Lance Briggs, who's nearly a Hall of Famer linebacker. And he want to talk about, he's like an 8-time Pro Bowler, and he want to say, oh, look at all the tackles you missed. It's like, hold on, Eddie. You playing right now, though. You know what I mean? And your job is to, first of all, not let so many balls get behind you. You always late to the tackle, but you want to get into some kind of Twitter exchange or whatever. So I don't know what's going on with that guy.
Did you see the play? I think it was against no, it wasn't Green Bay, and it wasn't the Raiders. I don't know. I forget which game it was, where the guy was going to the sidelines and he just jumped in the air and fell down. He just like the guy, the back was heading for the sidelines, looking for that contact, and he just did like, you ever seen the old Simpsons meme of Ralph going through the window? That's how you try to tackle the back, bro. And I'm sitting there like, you can't put stuff like that on tape and then not expect for people, especially your peers, to call you out, bro. You know what I mean? And that's an indication of what's going on in the building, because it means you're not being held accountable for the way you play. The defensive coordinator went on the radio this week and defended it. I'm like, damn, this dude is killing your defense, bro. What's wrong with you? You don't have to drag him through the mud, but if somebody asks you how Eddie Jackson is playing, you can say no comment.
Right. Well, we're still working on things,
Right.
We haven't been playing as well as we like to, but we're going
we all have TDs, sir. We all have TDs. We see what we're seeing, bro. Your man is out there actively not trying to tackle people.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, I think that Eddie Jackson is a good symbol of where the Bears defense will be at the end of the season. They're going to have probably a huge turnover. I think that Eddie Jackson might be gone, even though he is under contract, so he'll probably be back. But Akeem Hicks would definitely be gone. Danny Trevathan would probably be gone. They was talking about nearly trading Khalil Mack. I don't know what kind of production he's really getting the last couple of seasons. He hasn't been, that max defensive end guy like we thought we were going to get. TJ Watt is out there destroying them right now. So I don't really know what the Bears defense is even going to look like. So, but they need to start at safety, maybe trade him and try to get some value back, maybe a first-round pick or something. But I think he's going to be the first of many dominoes that fall at the end of the season for the Bears.
All right, before we hop up off of here, we got to talk about Dallas. I see a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans are coming out the woodwork. They're 5-1 right now.
Never understood the whole Dallas Cowboys fan base. There's so many people that ain't even from Dallas.
Weird, man.
I never understood the fan base of the Dallas Cowboys, bro.
Not at all.
I never understood it.
Do you guys think the Dallas Cowboys are for real?
No. No. I don't know what else. No. And I say that not because of what I'm seeing on the field. It's just historically, there's something going on in that organization, and I think it starts at the very top. That I don't know if it's mental. They psych themselves out.
Worse than what's going on with the Lions. Jeez.
Oh, well, I mean, but I think they got that entitlement of good things should happen to us because we are who we are, instead of good things should happen to us because of what we do. And unfortunately, that attitude comes from top down. You know what I mean? You got an owner who feels entitled to win the Super Bowl every year. Of course, your players don't feel entitled on the football field. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those situations where, you know, if you have to sometimes believe that you have to go through a brick wall to get what you want. It's the wall is not going to come down. And until I see the Cowboys go through somebody's wall, I am not a believer. I'm not.
But you got to think of this though. They have a soft schedule the rest of the way. I think they got the Vikings. I don't know. Are they playing today? I'm not sure who they have today. But
no, they're not playing today.
Yeah. So then they got the Vikings. I think they got the Broncos. Then they got the Falcons. You know what I mean? So that's easily they could win the next 3 games and be 8-1. Going into playing the Chiefs and the Raiders, they could lose.
And then they're gonna get bounced right out of the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I don't see them going too deep in the playoffs, but it depends. You know, it depends on who they run up against. You know, if they mess around and get the Bears, I think they might be all right. But if they, run into the Packers, they might, run into some issues. So I think that it's, still kind of the jury's still out on them. But as far as their record goes, I mean, I think we're going to be hearing a lot more about the Cowboys just because they have such a soft schedule. I think they'll be able to run past these next 3 games.
Why do they have so many people that rock with them now? I don't understand that fan base.
The 90s. It's the same why.
Right, them 90s.
It's the same why you got Bulls fans, in Seattle. It's what happened in the 90s legitimized.
Do y'all got Bulls fans in Seattle?
Oh man, I see Bulls fans everywhere.
I don't know no Bulls fans. I know Jordan. I know Jordan fans.
It's Bears fans in like
Detroit.
Tampa,
No. Let's be clear. Detroit has been a better franchise than Chicago Bulls. By far. Without a doubt. Not even close.
How many rings y'all got?
It's not about how many rings you got. It's about who's. Listen, that's like saying y'all got more rings than San Antonio got. Hold on. Y'all got more rings than San Antonio, right? San Antonio has been a better franchise than y'all.
This is true. I'm not going to argue that.
It's not just about the rings, right? When is the last time y'all won since Jordan? That's the real question.
Yeah.
Them D-Rose years were exciting times. You know what I mean?
When is the last time y'all won since Jordan?
Somebody get off this hate in Chicago. Somebody get off this hate. Hey, shout out to the sponsor, which is Teach Hanley. I got the link posted out there. Make sure you guys check out the product. We have uncomplicated skin for men. Teach Hanley. It is pinned to the top. We're gonna take on 3 people. Football is about to ready to start within like 15 minutes. So we're gonna only take these 3 people. And we're gonna hop up out of here so we can enjoy some football, you guys. Bring up the first person, which is CJ. What's going on, CJ?
CJ, what's up?
What's up with y'all guys, man?
What's going on, fam?
Welcome to Lapeef Sports. What you got for us?
Hey, I'm loving it, bro. Like, this is up my alley right here, my guy. Okay. I love what y'all doing with this. Like, just real quick, man. I think Derrick Henry gonna be the greatest running back of all time, bro. Ooh. I think he's gonna hit another 2,000-yard season. If he do it, he's gonna be the first person to do a 2,000 rushing yard season. Hey, man, the man is unstoppable, bro. In a passing league, he should be MVP right now.
Yeah, Eddie Jackson ain't the only one who can tackle out there.
Now, nobody can tackle him, bro.
Right.
Here's the problem with that. How long is his body gonna hold up? We thought the same thing about Larry Johnson. Remember Larry Johnson? Yeah. The man was going for 2,000 yards, 2-3 seasons in a row, and then he just died. He didn't just stop playing; he just fell out and died. But you know what I'm saying? Like this happens all the time, though, in the NFL, where we'll have a running back pop for 2-3 years, run for 15.
Adrian Peterson,
Saquon Barkley, the new
like he gets stronger.
New Carson Wentz.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. It depends on how he's carrying. He's carrying his weight really well. Because somebody told me that I think the other day he was 6'3", 247, which is a nice size for. If he's 2'3", 6'3", 260 in 2 years, that's a problem. His knees ain't gonna ride with that, bro. He got.
You can't be a big running back, bro. Honestly, and last that long. Tall running backs don't last as long as the Barry Sanders.
Yeah, we had one
occasionally. Occasionally you'll have a Emmitt Smith, but outside of that,
you never see Derrick Henry get hit clean though. That's the thing. It's like
nobody wants to.
That's my point. That's why I think he's gonna last, man. That's why I think he's gonna last because he don't get hit clean. Man.
I think at some point
he's the size of a middle linebacker. So, and it's not like they really giving it to him
right.
like that. Plus, you really can't even hit him hard. You know, they hit you for a targeting penalty if you square him up the wrong way. So, you know, you may have a point for sure.
And it's like he don't got no moves, bro. He one cut, stiff arm, and he got the.
That's all he needs to do, though. Real talk.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he's unstoppable.
Yeah. I don't like that.
One thing on her.
He got
the potential, bro. He got the potential.
No,
if he stay healthy, I mean, you know, he'll be right up there with. They'll be talking about him with
trend
people from the 70s. The way his body runs.
No.
If he run for 2,000 this year, it's over. It's over.
No way.
No way.
The trend is that you got So you're saying for him to be the all-time greatest, he's going to have to go for about 20,000 yards. Where's he at? Right? I don't have the stats on me, but you know what I'm saying. That's 10 seasons of 2,000 yards. You know what I mean?
I can't see it.
Running backs don't go 10 years no more, man.
They don't. I don't know what the is going on, but they don't.
Here's the thing. They're going to get greedy because they're going to say, okay, I've got this outside set of receivers they're getting better. I've got a solid offensive line and I've got the stud in the backfield. What can I do to make this better? They're going to bring a second running back in eventually. You know what I'm saying? So then as he ages, he's going to have to share those carries. So it's not like in the 90s, man, like the transition we had from Walter Payton to Neil Anderson was instant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was all of a sudden Walter was done. Here you go, Neil Anderson, run this ball. Like it's not like the 90s where the guys hang on to their 32, 33, and then we just put another guy in his place. It's a 2 running back league, man. It's a 2 running back league now. Eventually, they're going to run with them.
I mean, I see that happen to Zeke in Dallas. You know, they brought in a running back. He from Memphis, by the way.
I mean, but we were saying the same thing about Adrian Peterson.
Yep. Yeah.
Adrian Peterson was a monster for a hot minute, like a half a decade.
Yeah. He my favorite running back.
And then the bottom fell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Right now, Derrick Henry.
Actually, we got to get some more people on for football stars.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate the support. Thank you. All right. We got 2 more people, y'all. 2 more people. What's going on, Legacy Talk?
What's up, my guys?
What's going on?
Man? Welcome to Lapeef Sports. What you got for us?
First and foremost, I just want to say, man, appreciate y'all, for doing this. I look up to both of y'all, you and JR. I'm 25, so y'all definitely helped me a lot. But I just got to get on Anton first. Because what are you talking about with this Kyrie and Ben Simmons situation? Like, nobody in their right mind is taking Ben Simmons over Kyrie. Nobody.
Yes, they are.
Who?
If you ask any GM in the league today, who would you rather have on your squad right now? They're taking Ben Simmons over Kyrie all day long.
Who?
Everybody. Listen, hold on. Watch this. Kyle, Avon. You're the GM of a team right now. You need a cornerstone point guard. You taking Kyrie or you taking Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons.
First of all,
I'm probably gonna take Kyrie. I mean, I don't know. I value Kyrie's offense. So I don't want to discredit the defense that Ben Simmons plays.
Why would you
know what I'm saying?
That don't shoot the ball, can't be in the game late games over somebody that can be clutch and take you to the next level?
Yeah, but the problem is that Kyrie needs a 1A player in order for him to even be remotely successful in any kind of environment. No, I don't. I think that you can take a Pacers. You can put Ben Simmons on the Pacers and they're going to make the playoffs.
They not going to the championship.
Kyrie ain't never went to the championship without LeBron.
Yeah, but Ben Simmons never went to a championship at all.
But you're using that as your argument, right? Kyrie got dragged from worst to first. At what point what has Kyrie accomplished? Tell me one thing that he's did outside of hit the shot when he was with LeBron. Tell me one thing he's been great at.
I can't tell you that, but you tell me one thing, Ben.
No. We're not gonna skip over the fact that we're not gonna skip over the fact that you can't tell me nothing.
Hey,
give me one thing he's hold on.
I really don't care about Kyrie, but he not.
No, wait. Give me one thing. I didn't ask for 2. I didn't ask for 3. I said 1. Give me one thing Kyrie has accomplished outside of LeBron.
Hey. What? Hey. I can't answer that. But my only thing is, what? You can't say nothing about Ben Simmons. Come on now.
Kyrie was the rookie of the year, I think.
Same discussion.
Oh, you on mute, Anton. You on mute.
You mute.
I'm sorry. Let me tell you why I'm taking Ben Simmons number 1, right? Ben Simmons is a big guard. A. B, he plays better defense. C, he's younger and he has much more upside. And he's not injury prone. Wait. And he's not injury prone. I just gave you 4 reasons why I'm taking Ben Simmons.
I give you that. But guess what? I got another thing with you.
Uh-oh.
I'm
I
waiting.
don't understand the disrespect with my Bulls, man.
Bro, the Bulls has been in purgatory. The Bulls has been in purgatory. They've been in purgatory. They've been in purgatory.
All-stars.
And they're gonna get bounced in the first round. Name me, listen, hold on, wait. Name me one team that I'm gonna name the people. Name me one, tell me to stop when you can identify a team that's better. When I say a team that's not better than the Bulls.
Okay, cool.
Milwaukee, the Hawks.
Better.
No, not even close.
We got
not even close.
We got 3
That don't mean nothing. Fit means listen, Brooklyn had 3 all-stars and they got washed by Milwaukee last year. That don't mean nothing.
The Bulls literally just got together. This their first year together. They got a whole new team. And
but they got DeMar DeRozan too.
They
just
rolling.
But they got DeMar DeRozan too.
They already rolling.
It's only been 3 games.
Exactly. And
it's an 82-game season.
They already got a perfect chemistry already. They just got
together. All right. So let's put it like this. Wait. First of all, who's the 3rd all-star?
Vucevic.
Come on, fam. Really? Anybody could have made the East All-Star team last year. Anybody could have made the East All-Star team last year.
Who are all-stars?
And hold on, wait. All-star teams don't mean anything because it's voted on by the fans, bro. Most of the time, it's these little kids that's going online and hitting the All-Star. That has no bearing. Matter of fact, Chris Middleton, I don't even think he made the All-Star team last year. Chris Middleton didn't even make the All-Star team last year, and he was way better.
You're saying that Atlanta can beat the Bulls. You haven't even seen the Bulls yet. They already rolling and had a good start. They just got together.
Listen, I'm telling you. I'll tell you what.
I don't believe in the Hawks either.
Legacy talk. Hey, whoever's watching this right now, if Atlanta and the Bulls meet in the playoffs, and I'm a man of my word, and the Bulls beat Atlanta, I'm gonna give you $1,000. I will cash out you $1,000.
Let me tell you.
I will cash. Hold on, wait. I will cash app you $1,000.
I got a question.
But if they lose, if they meet in the playoffs and they lose, I'm gonna send you a shirt, and I want you to say that Anton is the greatest of all time, and I want you to wear it.
I got you that. But
that sounds like a great deal.
Answer me this question: who do you think is better, Zach LaVine or Trae Young?
I'm taking Trae Young. They play 2 different positions.
I'll take. You know what?
They play 2 different positions.
We got 2 other all-stars. He don't have any.
I don't go by all-stars. I looked at what the Hawks did in the playoffs last year. And hold on, wait. And Trae Young is a monster. He don't fear nobody. That dude will shoot from the logo. We have not seen Zach LaVine do anything in the playoffs yet. You giving him all this credit, but he hasn't proved himself.
Lock up Zach LaVine. Let's just say that.
Who gonna lock what?
Caruso, My boy Lonzo,
Jesus Christ.
Lock it up.
Come on,
Lock
man.
it up. Lock it up.
Did you just say Caruso, bro?
Hold on. So
Caruso
now
and Lonzo.
I will give
What?
I will give Atlanta some
Do
credit.
you watch
They do
basketball?
got Bogdanovich. They do got Cam Reddish. They got John Collins. You know, Atlanta.
He has no idea
They got some
how
boys.
loaded Atlanta
They got
is.
some boys,
Atlanta
But
loaded.
don't sleep on the Bulls now. Don't just
They
write them
listen,
out. Don't
listen.
just write
Talk
them out.
legacy.
First of all, y'all cursed because you got DeMar DeRozan, and you will not ever be successful with DeMar DeRozan on your team. It's over, bro.
Bro, DeMar DeRozan is a killer. A certified.
For who? What did he do? What did he do for the San Antonio Spurs?
I don't care what he did for them. He gonna do something for the Bulls.
Okay, well, we gonna see. Listen, I got $1,000 for you with it. I got $1,000 in a T-shirt for you.
All right, Lex, I got to squeeze somebody else. I appreciate the support.
I just want to let y'all know, man. I look up to y'all. You know, y'all got me into a different mind frame. You know, I really was like in the streets a lot, but you know, now I got my wife with it, I got my daughter. I'm doing my thing. You feel me?
Shout out to you, family. Yeah, dog. I like that, bro.
Keep it up, brother.
All right, appreciate y'all, man.
All right, man.
All right, last person. What's going on, Jay? You on mute, just so you know, brother.
DeMar is
He's still on mute.
until he get his mic together. DeMar is LeBron's side chick.
Well, try to show out with that mic, man. Come on now.
He LeBron's side chick, bro. That's all he is.
Nah, all right. So what you were saying about you wonder why there's a bunch of first of all, I'm a Giants fan. Let me put that out there. Can't stand the Cowboys. The reason that they have all these crazy fans is because early on in football, you know, those were the teams that they televised. So no matter what small market you was in, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers, it was the Dallas Cowboys. In basketball, it was the Lakers versus Celtics. You know what I mean? With the Bulls, you know, of course, Jordan transcended basketball. So they put Chicago in different markets because of Jordan, you know, so you have all these fans, these diehard fans from these crazy cities, like you from Dubuque.
But the problem is, I be seeing these fans, they be young, they ain't even from that era. You know what I'm saying?
It got passed down.
Yeah, that
they
makes
had
sense.
Crazy dads and granddads that was like, yo, man, these Cowboys, now they stuck with these hate cases.
That's me with my son and the Bulls.
That's how we are with the Bears.
Exactly. Got passed down. But as far as Kyrie, I definitely agree with Kyrie, man. He's not a winner without LeBron, yo. He's not a winner without LeBron. Every team you see what Cleveland was when he was there by himself. You see what happened to Boston when he got there. He messed that team had so much potential. He got there and just ruined the chemistry. They had to rebuild after he left. Kyrie can't win. In terms of what was y'all just talking about? Chicago, I agree. Chicago's a good team, but I would definitely take Trae Young, yo, because you build a team around a point guard. He got that heart. Zach LaVine is good. Zach LaVine.
I know good. Basketball, bro. I should be a GM.
I mean, but now you got zone now, you know, so you can.
Let me ask you a question on that. Let me ask you, Jay. Let me ask you a question on that. And I wanted to ask Anton this, but we're here anyway. Name me a team that's won an NBA championship where their best player is under 6'3". It only happens one time.
Detroit Pistons.
There you go. You cannot build a basketball team in the modern NBA or even the old NBA team where your best player is under 6'3". We tried it. His name was Derrick Rose. So what happened is that you cannot build your team around these little dudes who are volume shooters. Ask Dame. He's going through it in Portland. Your best player cannot be your point guard.
But that's not a good point,
It's
Aben.
an historical indicator, though.
But the problem with that is that
one person. So if we have to use two models, right? We have to use two models to build our team, whatever, right? We have to use the model where our point guard is our lead guard and he was doing the majority of our scoring, but we're going to do it the other way. The other way has won every single time, except for the 1 year, the 2 years that they did it with Detroit.
But the problem with that though, Aben, is that it's very rare to find a team where the best player on the team was a point guard in the first place. You only got it on a couple teams today in the league.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question. You one of those people that are saying that Steph Curry's 6'4"?
No. Steph Curry is
There you
6'1"
go.
and a
That's
half.
another one. That's another one. A team.
Well, people debate that
smaller.
if Steph Curry was really the best player.
I don't think he really get. That's what I was just gonna say.
Come on,
What?
come on, man.
Are y'all
Come
smoking
on,
crack
man.
now?
I'm not saying that's what I'm
Come
saying.
on,
I'm just
fam.
saying people say.
Wait
a
Again. Say it again. Jay.
Oh, I said Steph Curry. What I'm saying is, he said, name me a team that won a championship with a point guard under 6'3" or smaller. I said Steph Curry, Golden State.
So Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant never played there.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, but he won a
Durant
championship before KD even got there.
Yo,
Yeah, but
They the ones that beat Oklahoma City on the way to their first championship.
I think
Fam,
Klay was playing better than Curry that year.
Golden State was already a tank, yo. KD, they just threw a chopper gunner on top, yo. He just hopped in on something that was already killing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
But
player.
historically, that model doesn't work, though. You know what I mean? You're gonna have outliers for everything or whatever, but historically, your best player has to cause matchup problems. And a 6'2" guard is going to be an irritant. A 6'1" guard is going to be an irritant, especially if he can be a volume scorer, but he's not going to cause you matchup problems. Matchup problems cause
Yes, he is. Steph is double teamed every time he come down the court.
But here's the thing, though, right? You can live with Steph. You can beat Golden State with Steph getting off. But if
no, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No,
you
can't.
Last year.
No, you
Steph
can't.
dropping 40 on you. It might be a tough. It's gonna be.
You're
tough.
not beating Golden State with Steph going off.
Hey man, we had to watch it last year with the Bulls. Your boy Zach LaVine was out here giving us 35 a night, and we didn't even make playoffs. You know what I mean?
But Zach and Steph is different because Steph draws defense. See, Steph's greatness, it enables other people to be great also. If Zach get his, then Zach just get his. It's a difference between Steph getting his and Zach getting his, because if Steph getting his, he shifts entire defenses. Nobody is making is shifting a defense because Zach is getting his.
Okay,
and
so
another
what
element, another element with Steph Curry, it's almost like football. You know how you have to have the zone double team a wide receiver? Like Steph Curry can control the game without the ball in his hands. He's running off them screens like Reggie Miller.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to trap him. That leaves this person open. Draymond just sit at the top of the key and pick the passes apart just off of Steph Curry running around off the ball, bro. Like, he's different.
But we saw that last year, though. And you had Steph and Draymond running around out there last year or whatever, but it didn't produce much, man. You know what I mean? You can't do it on your own, man.
It was a lot of injuries on that team, bro.
It was.
That team been injury prone for a long time.
Here's the thing. Would you say the relative talent level of Atlanta, once Golden State had the injuries, were about the same, right? So you had Trae Young will his team to a playoff run at 5'10".
Nobody expected
not 6 feet, 5'9", 5'10" and a half. We saw this with Iverson, man. A little guy can drag your team a long way, but if you don't have the supporting cast of big dudes next to him, you are not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're gonna be overworked.
Iverson was. One last thing. Iverson was different. That comparison is different because Iverson was a point guard body with a shooting guard, small forward mentality. Mm-hmm. He wasn't a true point guard. That's why they had Eric Snow.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had Eric Snow. That's the problem.
Right. I mean, he was a good defender in his time. But he was there because Iverson is shooting 37 shots a game. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need any. So you can't really build around a person like Iverson. You know what I'm saying? You have to literally have just role players. He doesn't call for another all-star.
I want to take a time out real quick. David, appreciate the super chat. He asked, is going to be a thing every Sunday? I say absolutely, man. Why not? If you guys are game, we could definitely tap in. Jay, I like what you're talking, man. You might have to come join the panel next week.
But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all caught me off guard with this, man.
Man, that's how we always do, man.
I thought
you never know what you'll get from the Lapeef Network, man.
I thought we was talking about black love. I'm like, hold on, man. They talking about sports. Let me tap in, man. Let me tap in. All right, y'all, man. Keep it up, yo. Good working.
All right, Jay.
Hey,
Jay, before you leave, let me just put this bug in your ear also.
What up?
Kevin Durant, overrated.
Wow.
Overrated, bro.
Man. Hey, say that. We'll talk about that next week. Say that. Say that.
All right.
Overrated.
All right.
We'll say that.
All right.
Because then we gotta get
All
to
right,
football.
y'all.
Dagger.
Hey, shoot me a
Dagger.
DM though.
That's a buzzer beater dagger.
Jay.
Say that one more time.
I said shoot me a DM. Seeing you look next week.
Okay, got you. All right, y'all. Take care, man.
All right, you too. There's one more person down here. I'm gonna just bring him in since he came, man. What's going on, DJ Troy? Keep it brief. What you got for us?
I just want to give you guys your flowers, man. I seen you guys growing. AD know I've been rocking with y'all for a minute. The Patreon games.
What's going on, DJ Troy? I appreciate you, bro.
Well, shout out to the Patreon.
Yeah. I just want to give you guys your flowers, man.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations and keep up the good work, man.
Thank you.
All right, I'm out, man. Y'all be
Appreciate
good.
you, bro.
I know that.
All right, appreciate you guys too, man.
Hey, DJ Troy.
Yo,
Kevin Durant, overrated.
overrated.
You
Hey, we're
too,
gonna talk
DJ
about it
Troy?
next week. We're gonna talk about it next week,
Yo,
man.
listen, I had season tickets. I gave them up. I had season tickets. I gave them up. I ain't even gonna lie. I had season tickets. The guy was begging me to do it again, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Y'all be good.
All right, DJ.
All right, man.
Man, this was dope, man. I like this.
This was dope. Yeah, it was real good.
Yeah, man. So again, if you guys are game, man, we can do this. We do this every Sunday. We'll
Hold
see
on,
how-
I don't
I'm
like
with
the
it.
bedtime.
I'm with it.
Been to
My
me,
football
and I don't
season
know-
on wet.
I don't know if I like Kyrie Irving anymore off of what Anton just said. I'm over here thinking about it.
Listen, man, I am a basketball fanatic, bro.
Nearly
All I
talked me out of
know is basketball, bro. And listen, there's two things that I love: basketball and boxing. Basketball and boxing is my life.
We got a fight.
bro.
We got a fight coming up this Saturday, right?
That's correct.
Oh, yeah,
Basketball.
we're gonna
Listen,
talk
when it
about
get
that,
cold
too.
outside, I'm in the house.
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
I'm loaded. I'm good.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys for doing this with me today. You guys that's out there watching, man. Without you guys, we would not be here. We appreciate the support. We're gonna do this again 10:30 next Sunday. Make sure you guys meet us here. And the Lapeef Network is the greatest network ever. And we out. All right, fellas. Enjoy
All right,
the
man.
football.
All right, bro.
Thank you.